The Binarycore Podcast is brought to you this week by 2pipscast. 2Ps in a Podcast is a storytelling podcast by Gavin and James, where they discuss random subjects and tell stories about their life and friendships. Often they have guests. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not, but no episode is complete without a dick joke or two. Highbrow stuff. You can check out their stuff at 2pipscast.podbean.com or search for 2pipscast on iTunes. Also, check them out on Twitter at 2pipscast. You'll also be able to find a link to their sites in the link dump below.
Hello and welcome to the Binarycore Podcast. Today we have me, Dadge, Spyro and Blaze, and this is the Binarycore Podcast.
Okay, just to point out, we're using a program called Speech Jammer, yeah?
Yeah. The program's called Speech Jammer and it's supposed to make you sound really retarded.
The idea behind it is it repeats what you're saying half a second behind, so sort of throwing off your speech pattern. You can take it off now.
I've taken it off.
We're going to randomly pass this around through the podcast. So at some point, some of us might sound a bit weird. Just something we're going to go with. So do you want to try and do the intro again without Speech Jammer?
Hi everybody. No, so this is the Binarycore Podcast. I don't know what number this is going to be because I don't know. Spyro, Blaze, Dadge, welcome.
Thanks for pointing at us.
Yeah. Okay. So
Just so the viewers can
Blaze,
see.
what topics we got going on in this week's podcast?
We've got a few things. We've got the new Doctor Who.
Yeah, or potentially.
Well, we can talk about rumours and we can talk about who we think might and what's been said so far. We've got some more stuff about the Xbox One, mostly about pre-owned games and stuff centering around that. Nice little story about lightning.
Yeah. And then
we've got some questions, and we're going to talk about gifts as well.
Yeah. So questions about stuff about lightning, and then the lightning round.
The lightning round.
Yeah. Okay. So Doctor Who. Everyone loves Doctor Who.
Doctor Who's amazing. Yeah, I love Doctor Who. I'm wearing a Doctor Who
You
t-shirt.
are wearing a Doctor Who t-shirt, which by Christmas will be out of date.
Yeah, it's a Doctor Who t-shirt with all 11 Doctors on it, and now there's going to be a 12. I'm just going to... There's a TARDIS as well, so as far as I'm concerned,
and
12 Doctors
a little
hiding
Dalek,
in the
a little
TARDIS.
Dalek toy.
And there's a Cyberman and a Weeping Angel and a Silence. So
there is a Weeping Angel. I didn't notice that.
There's also Weeping Angels on a computer, which freaks the fuck out of me every
Really?
time.
It's not that bad.
No, it is.
It kind of is, especially when, because mine's set on a rotation.
If you're not paying attention, you look over and it's like, ah!
It'll change, yeah. And the screensaver as well, so screensaver goes through the image.
So the BBC have said that they've approached someone to play the Doctor.
Yeah. Well, no, the BBC haven't said it. It's been said, and the Telegraph have reported it today.
Okay, I thought you were on the BBC
Today being
website.
Sunday. And the guy they're saying is...
So by the time this comes out, we could be proved wrong.
Yeah.
So this is just a rumour at the moment. It's not really been confirmed, but apparently they've approached Rory Kinnear.
Who apparently was in...
Rory Kinnear, yeah.
Not Kinnear.
Whatever.
Who is from...
He wants me to pronounce his name correctly. He shouldn't have such a stupid name.
I don't think that's the rule.
It is.
How's it spelled?
Kinnear.
Yeah,
Kinnear, yes,
Mr. Good Enough. I don't think that's the rule.
It's not a good enough rule. Or maybe it is the good enough rule.
Oh,
I heard Jules State use that on her program. What's the new thing that she's in now? It's like the apartment or something. It's about a group of aspiring actors in LA and they all live in the same apartment. And she was having an argument with a bloke that she just fucked, and she's like, "That's not good enough. You're not good enough," and just walked out. I thought Adam's gonna love that.
I didn't know she was in the new show actually.
I forget what it's called, but yeah, I know the one you mean.
Anyway, this guy is of James Bond fame.
Yeah, he played Tanner.
Did you say James Bond fame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's where
he's
he's
a recurring
from.
character. That's like, I don't know.
Okay, what's the most famous thing he's been in? James Bond. Meaning he's of James Bond fame.
Well, you didn't know that because we looked at his IMDb.
Which
you're not
even
work?
IMDb. You're not even wearing Speech Jammer at this point.
No, I just have.
Give it. I'm going to go Speech Jammer. I'm the only one who hasn't done it yet.
You're the only one.
All right.
Yeah, no.
He was in. Doing it.
He was in Skyfall.
Okay. Do I need to press anything, or
You're
just
supposed to
turn
stop
on?
talking.
You were moving between me and the microphone.
No.
It should just be going.
If
it's not,
Alright. Okay, so it's this thing I noticed on IMDb. Oh, that's really annoying. This is just like when we did our Let's Play of... Okay, I lose trains of thought. Trains of thought as well. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to be talking with us.
So I can just hear you.
Yeah, but Skyfall, he was in Skyfall as Tanner, and he was in Quantum of Solace as well. I'm sure Tanner's in it.
Tanner's a character, but Rory Kinnear is not famous.
No, But that's sort of how they like to do Doctor Who. Matt Smith wasn't really famous before. He was in a few things, but he wasn't particularly famous. David Tennant the same, and Christopher Eccleston. The only thing I knew him from was The Second Coming, which was something where he was basically Jesus Christ. So he ate rat poison to kill himself. Yeah, Christopher Eccleston.
So I've only seen him in Heroes.
Oh, he was in Heroes.
Played the Invisible Man.
Wasn't Christopher Eccleston the bad guy in Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yes, he was. He played the British guy who liked to carve wood.
Oh yeah, he did. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, I had forgotten about it. Yeah, so what?
Okay,
So, okay,
every
he
time
wasn't-
it locks, it shuts off.
Okay, so it doesn't affect John as much.
It is because it's exactly the same as the Let's Plays that we did for Minecraft with the end on Tekkit. Because of the way that I set up the recording for that, if I wanted to record everything on one file, is in our game audio and our speech audio, I had to tell my mic to play through the speakers, which meant I heard everything I said a second later. So in a lot of the ones, you can hear me talking slower or stop talking for a while, and that's all it was. And that's all that did to me. But it's really hard to continue speaking because I was so used to it before I would stop speaking or slow down. If I was just to continue, I'd get the slurring and the repeating of individual letters like we saw in that guy's video. But yeah, so it's not doing it to me.
The thing with
If you're going to wear it, Adam's wearing it now. Really push them in so you can't hear anything else.
Okay. The thing with the Let's Plays you were doing, you were only on your own, so like you weren't having to put up with other people's talking at the same time.
Well, no, I could.
I feel like I'm talking normally. I don't.
You're going like this, but no. But I could hear you
Imagine
two
getting
as
Adam
well.
Heath to do this.
This is the thing. Through my headset, I would hear both of you two and myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You see, now I can't hear both of you two normally. I'm just seeing you talking, and then like it's like there's lag.
Well, the other thing is also, where's the microphone? Is it picking up the microphone at the bottom of that, or is there a microphone in your headset?
No, it's picking up the microphone on the phone.
Oh, so that's why you can hear us as well. Okay. But what you're hearing is not what my mouth is doing.
No, it's slightly out.
Okay.
This is a
Because
story
it's
all about how my life got flipped upside down.
That is actually one of the weirdest.
Okay, I will recommend for you lot at home, definitely try this out with a few people. It looks pretty funny. Or,
Speech Jammer, available on the Apple iTunes.
is it on
Or
Android as well?
that's the Apple version, but the Android one's like Voice Jammer. Or
Also,
something
look,
like
there's a video online of a guy talking about guns and
that. Guns
such.
review, yeah. So if you
He does a gun
type
review.
Speech Jammer gun review, or we'll put it in a link dump as well.
Yeah.
It's a guy doing this. He's American, so he sounds a little bit retarded anyway, but his voice is immense.
Him
Wait.
trying here with him, it's L's. Let's say military. is really-
Military.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, we were talking about him being of sorry,
James Bond fame.
James Bond fame.
Yeah.
There's something I've noticed on IMDb. If you look at the top 4 things that they're noted for being famous for, which I thought was really weird, because if you look at Mark Sheppard is a good one to look at. Type in Mark Sheppard, who
Okay.
you will know from being in every fandom ever made. Pick a quite a popular fandom. Do you know him?
No.
Do you recognize him?
No.
Oh shit! Everyone knows who he is.
You didn't know who I was talking about.
I didn't know he was Mark Sheppard.
Mark Sheppard has been in every big fandom ever. Sherlock is the only one that I'd say of big fandoms he hasn't been in. But if you look at his top 4, it's really confusing because this is where I don't get how IMDb works. Because for some things, it's the top films they've been in. I remember looking at an actor and it was like, he was in this film. And I was like, I don't remember you being in this film, but it's their top thing on IMDb of those top 4 at the top.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, maybe it's of top grossing things. The thing is, Mark Sheppard has been in Star Trek The Next Generation, but it's not his top 1. He has been in Battlestar Galactica, not on top.
I don't remember Battlestar Galactica.
Really? He was one of the human Cylons.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Name a fandom and he's been in it.
By the looks of it, yeah.
And I'd say, like, because
There's a lot of them.
just
24,
going 24, he was in,
Warehouse 13,
yeah,
Supernatural.
Supernatural. He's a massive character.
He was in Doctor Who.
Yes, he was Doctor Who. He played the gay guy. When the Doctor got shot in the alien, the astronaut suit. Spoilers.
Medium, he's in a few episodes of Medium.
And
It's like a lady
that
fan,
show that you love, Adam, Burn Notice.
Yeah,
He's
he was
in your favourite
Badger!
episode.
He was Badger!
Yes.
Yeah.
Firefly, holy crap!
Yeah.
That's what I see him, and that's what I know him from.
Most
was-
people know him as Badger. Yeah.
He was in something else I started watching recently. So, well, Cool.
Adam is still wearing suit channel.
Yeah, this is kind of fun.
Did you know that Joss Whedon originally wanted to play Badger himself?
Really?
That's
Really?
what I read or heard. Somewhere. But he wouldn't do it justice. He
was
liked the
in-
character, but he wouldn't do it justice. So.
He was a big character in the program that I started watching recently called Leverage.
Yes, Leverage is in
Yeah.
that as well. He was in Jake 2.0.
He was in Bionic Woman.
I don't know. I mean,
He was.
I suppose, and he's done the
In
rounds of
CIS.
things. Like he's been in
I don't remember him
CSI.
Dollhouse.
Well, I haven't seen him in Dollhouse.
Well, that makes him a Whedonite universe person.
Yeah, he's been in at least 2.
Yeah,
Means he's a
but he played a random alien in Star Trek as well, so he's done that part of it. But yeah, Supernatural, he plays Crowley, who is a huge character at the moment. He came in as just being a low-level demon, but he's become the King of Hell, so he's quite a big character.
So how does this relate back to Rory Kinnear? You were saying the known for thing. So go back to Rory Kinnear's page and we'll see what it says known for.
Skyfall is the top one.
Skyfall.
It's
Yeah,
and Quantum of
Skyfall,
Solace.
Quantum of Solace,
So this is
Wild Target, and Wish 143. So the first two I've ever heard of.
But the point I was getting
That's the
at
last
was, I had a discussion with Karis, is the known for, could it just be that they may have been a low-level character in something huge and they put it in? But then it doesn't make sense for Mark Sheppard because he was in Star Trek Next Generation, which is a huge show, not at the top. He was in Doctor Who, huge show, not at the top.
Well, yeah,
But
so it couldn't be on like rating because Firefly's got like a 9.2, so you imagine that would be one of the known
But
fors.
he is a big character in Supernatural, and that is his number top. It is his top one.
Are you wearing this?
I might be.
I think it's along the lines of
John, use your words.
like you're talking about this person. If you were to say he's Rory Kinnear, he's the guy who was in Skyfall.
Skyfall.
Good. I'm taking this off.
Like, okay,
It was weird. So weird.
another one that proves my point. Go
Shoot off
to.
now, you bet.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember the guy's name. Have any of you seen the new Star Trek film?
Yes, I saw it 2 days ago.
The guy.
freaking
Oh, here,
nice.
even better. You might. There's Doctor Who fans. Mickey from Doctor Who. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Noel Clark.
Yes, Noel Clark. Go to Noel Clark. This is the great thing. Noel Clark plays not really a big character in that film, right?
He's
Known
known
for
But
in
look,
Star Trek
known
Darkness.
for, right?
If you don't heard
But
that,
the other
I've
two make
but-
sense.
Doghouse, I think he wrote and directed all 3 of those.
Yeah, but also not known for Doctor Who, and yet he was a big character in
He
that.
was, yeah.
So this is where my understanding of known for with IMDb doesn't work because he was a low-level character in a big film, and yet it's on there. And then you've got things like Next Generation with Mark Sheppard, big thing, not known for.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that metric works. If anyone knows, please let me know. But I feel like we've talked about this for far too long.
Yeah. But so going back to what we were talking about,
Which was what?
Rory
Rory
Kinnear,
Kinnear.
Oh yeah.
possibly the next Doctor.
Actually, I haven't seen any of the James Bond series. Actually, was he in Quantum of Solace?
Yes.
He was, yeah. I
I've
don't
seen
remember him.
I've seen the beginning of that. Was he in Casino Royale?
No.
Because that's the only one of the latest 3 that I've actually seen all of.
Alright.
So you haven't seen him at all. He looks familiar, and I kind of remember what he was like. And if I remember him correctly, I'm not sure if I'd like him as Doctor.
Okay,
Did he just play the guy who drove M? Is that?
M Chauffeur. There we go. That's
I
a
don't
great
remember
Doctor.
him in that. Like
What rumours have you heard for Doctor Who other than him?
I've heard loads. None of
I
them
heard
were.
Rob Stark.
No, that was one that I'd said.
I saw it online.
Really?
I saw Rob Stark online.
I
Just
don't.
like-
What was his real name? It's
Robert Madden.
yeah. Because when you said it, Robert Madden, I was like football player. Because Madden, that's all I know about Madden. Is there's a American football player called Madden. That's why the game's called.
No,
John Madden.
John Madden. He's a
Uh,
commentator.
Yeah, but he was a football player, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Most commentators football players first. That's how it works.
I think he might have been a manager.
Okay,
But,
But,
he was a
um,
manager. He managed the Raiders.
I don't
Coach.
think.
Raiders.
But my opinion goes, I don't think Rob Stark would work as Doctor Who. But the thing is, he won't be playing Rob Stark.
Yeah.
It's like I thought they were rumours, but it turns out it was actually people from fandom saying they want them, and it was Rupert Grint.
Yeah.
Which Matt goes, I don't see Ron playing Doctor Who. But the thing is, it's not Ron playing
It's not
Doctor
Ron,
Who.
is it? Yeah.
No.
But apparently it wasn't a rumour, that was what someone in the fandom worked. And my upside for that was at least he'd finally be a ginger. Because he wants to be a ginger, doesn't he? Doctor Who has said every, of the new section.
I don't remember saying it for 10.
You know, he did. He kind of went, oh, I'm not a ginger. I don't remember Smith saying it, but I remember Tennant saying it.
Maybe I'm remembering 10 because I remember one of them putting the hair down. Oh, that was no.
That
one
was-
of them goes.
that was-
Still not ginger.
Yeah, that was Tennant.
Tennant. Okay. Oh yeah, no, because Matt Smith goes, I'm a woman. No, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Can you finally be a ginger? And the other one was Dominic Monaghan,
Yeah.
which you don't know who that is.
I do, and it's gone.
Merry.
Merryweather. Lord of the Rings.
Merry, as in of Merry and Pippin fame. The two not
And
main
Lost.
characters. Yeah, he was Charlie,
Charlie
in
and
Lost.
Lost.
I haven't watched Lost.
How do you not?
Okay.
And also, have you seen his new show, Dom's Wild Things?
No.
He basically just goes around the world looking at deadly spiders and shit. It's
Oh,
actually
him.
pretty cool.
Okay,
Yes,
I
Dominic
know.
Monaghan. You must know who that is.
Yeah, I know who he is now. I'm sure I know
Okay,
him from something else.
no, yes, he was in Wolverine. He was
I haven't watched it.
shit. Which
He's in
X-Man?
Origins.
Yeah, which X-Man was he? Why, for the life of me, can I not remember? He was one of the he hung around with Will I Am.
Go down, go down, go
No,
down.
I saw it. I know what it is. I'm just going to wait and see if you can get it.
What was in which X-Man he is?
Yeah.
He's the one. He can create it's electricity. He can turn on light bulbs and shit.
Bolt.
Bolt, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He gets killed.
Yeah, he
Well,
really does. He
I haven't seen that film.
Haven't you?
No.
Ah.
Well,
Well-
it's not a good film.
No, I'm going to use other podcast rules from other esteemed podcasters, and if it's older than about 3 months, there's no such thing as a spoiler.
Yeah, no, I can understand with that.
That's not.
Speaking of spoilers, and we did mention
Although
Game
nothing
of
on
Thrones.
the ending of Lost, because I'm only in season 2.
Okay, speaking of spoilers and with Game of Thrones, the amount of crap that's come out about the whole Red Wedding and all that. You've
Did you-
seen it, right?
Yes.
We were talking about the Metro, weren't we?
Yeah, Matt, did you know about what happened in the Metro?
No.
So the Metro, on page 3, with all the tits, they put on... that's what page
The
3
famous
is.
Metro tits.
Yeah, they put on Game of Thrones and they
Normally
basically,
David Cameron.
they basically gave the whole thing away, right?
Oh.
Like the next day. No, it was the day of, wasn't it?
The report, the actual report read. Like, the headline was on the lines of viewers shocked as Game of Thrones kills off 3 major characters,
Yeah, right?
and then it went on. The first line was Robb Stark, blah blah. It just went. It
Robb
named
Stark, Captain Stark, and...
his wife. I can't remember his name.
This hot ass wife.
Oh, yeah, her. Soon to
But-
be Stark.
Not anymore.
But yeah,
Just got in the way of all the others.
Hang on, why? What?
what? Anyway, the next...
We're literally spoiling this.
Fuck
This
off.
is within the 3-month rule.
Shut up. Alright, but so,
Everyone's seen it now.
everyone knows.
There's no avoiding that spoiler.
And then loads of people wrote in and complained. So the next day, front page article, Game of Moans. And it just listed all of the comments they got from people. Which I thought was quite good. But did you see the spoiler that, what's her name? The girl, Arya Stark. What's her name?
Arya Stark. I can't remember her real name.
Maisie Williams. Something like that.
Yeah.
She put up a thing on Twitter, and she somehow got a video on Twitter. You said it's a Vine program.
Fine.
Yeah, it's basically her sounding really weird, going, "Brother's dead, my mom's dead, everybody fucking dead," and just like that, and ruining it for everyone because she posted it like an hour after.
Oh my god,
Maisie
what an
Williams.
idiot.
Maisie Williams, I was right. Yeah.
See, my theory is she was there for when her dad got beheaded, and she was sort of there. She was outside the room for when
So
her mother and
if
brother.
she ever
So
gets close,
she's like, you know, that had like the talus. Is that the word, talus?
I don't know. What you
And
gonna
like,
say?
there's like a thing, like a theme, or like in Friends. A lot of time in Friends, when they had like a round of talking between players,
Yeah.
it would be whoever's sitting in the couch or whoever had the ball or whatever they were doing. So Arya's like that, but for family deaths.
So if she ever
she's
goes,
there.
so
that
if she-
family member's gonna die.
so basically, if there's ever a
She's the
point,
omen.
if
she's
there's
the
ever a
omen.
point where she meets back up with Sansa, Sansa's going to die.
Sansa's a dead bitch. Yeah.
Think of who's left. It's Bran, Sansa, and whatever the other brother's called.
Yeah. And the little brother.
Don't remember him.
And they split
And
up now
Jon
as well.
Snow, technically.
Yeah,
And Snow. Yeah.
I was going to say, in line of succession, is he the next Winterfell?
Don't know.
No, Snow can't ever be.
Why not?
Because
If-
he's the bastard son.
Okay, but the Red Witch is taking around whatever that guy's name is,
Yeah.
and he
but
is technically a
he'd be
successor.
The last.
Yeah, but no, they're talking about blood.
Yeah, he is the only blood.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose
is
that
it?
makes it.
He is
Yeah.
the next successor.
But
But
he's
then
also
Jon
the last.
Snow would be the next. Would have been a successor ahead of Bran, wouldn't he? By age.
Yeah, I suppose. Or maybe it's
But-
after Pure Bloods, and then you get to the half bloods.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Also, that guy who is Robert Baratheon's son, I can't for the life remember his name, but he was Chris in Skins.
Yeah.
That's all I know him from.
He's also...
Actually, one of the only characters in Skins I liked. The same with Cassie. Cassie, who's the woman hanging around with Sam, who just gave birth to the child.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They're by the wall.
Right. I never watched Skins.
Okay.
I just know that
Whatever.
he's from Skins.
Okay.
He's in Skins. So...
Okay.
That's that.
Sure, we had a point with this.
Well,
We were-
the original point
Doctor Who.
was Rory Kinnear.
What the fuck?
Somehow.
We talked about rumours for Doctor Who.
Oh
So,
yeah.
well, can we just surmise Rory Kinnear as the amount of times we've tangented off? I keep making words up today. We've gone off on a tangent.
Tangented is a word, but it is now.
Means that nobody knows who he is, apart from
So
the
we
fact
have
that
to
he
find
was
someone else
he
to
was
talk
some
about.
guy in a few James Bond films, and we'll have to just sort of wait and see, like we do with the rest of the Doctor Who's.
Okay, that was it. What other Doctor Who rumours have you heard?
Oh, that was the subreddit.
Oh,
we were
we'll
wrong.
get to what
Yeah,
you
we'll
don't
get that.
understand Reddit. But have you heard any rumours? Other than John Madden? Yeah, I'm going with that.
Well, the only thing I've heard is that actually they've it's going to take a long process. That was
Right.
what what's her face, Big Tits said. I forgot her name.
Big tit. Who?
Jenna Louise Coleman.
Jenna Louise Coleman.
Who the fuck is Jenna Louise Coleman?
You haven't got that far.
Oh, Cara.
Yeah, Clark.
Alright.
Oh, you haven't seen the
No,
latest
he
yet?
doesn't. He's
The next one I'm watching is the Christmas special.
Oh, okay.
when they meet the woman.
Next week you were like, oh yeah, Big Tits.
Well, no, because she was the woman who was the woman inside the Dalek.
Oh
In the
yes, I've
asylum.
seen her before, yeah.
Thank you. I said this earlier, and he was like, maybe. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh, well,
It's not
that's
spoilers,
I know.
because I've seen what she looks like, and I've seen that episode, and I was like, isn't that the same person? Or at least the same actress.
It's the same actress. That's what I was saying. I kept saying that it's the same actress. I was not saying
It's the same
actress.
character.
No, even
Not
that.
as-
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
nobody
yeah,
can,
but there are bits I know about it. I said about how she keeps jumping through time somehow, so I know it could be the same person,
Sort of.
sort of.
Just watch it.
I know, I'm going to, so shut up. Otherwise I'll tell you what happened in The Lost.
No,
How far are you into Lost?
season 2,
Yeah.
midway.
Oh, so nothing. Nothing's happened in that yet.
He hasn't even reached the bit where.
You realise this is a podcast, and there needs to be some sort of.
Okay,
We can't leave 4
Yeah.
seconds. People have turned off. Harry.
I'll whisper
What?
into the microphone. The bit where,
Barry, if you're still with us, sorry about that 4 seconds.
or Barry's friend,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
arcade something. You should
I
probably know
might
that.
still
The
listen.
real
to this.
arcade.
Real
Urban
arcade. Urban Arcade. Yeah, Urban Arcade, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Okay, who would you want to play Doctor Who? Because the
Ooh.
two that I said, Dominic Monaghan and Rupert Grint, apparently were fan ideas. So,
See, now, this is.
oh, hey, come on.
This was an idea that
Oh.
James threw at me, and I thought it was actually kind of a good
Did you
idea.
catch it?
No, I dropped it. So
Is
it
it-
came up. That's why it's going to sound a bit shit, because it broke. I had to put it back together and it didn't go together right. Anyway, what?
What did you just said? What did you just
I have
say?
no idea what I just said.
All I heard was you going, Jinkies! That was random. Okay.
No, I was like, I think I said, hit you in the face.
Alright. Anyway,
Carry on.
what was James's idea?
Tennant. Well, no.
I've heard this idea before.
Because
Carry
I
on.
thought it was. Immediately I thought it'd be awesome to have Tennant back as a Doctor, but that would be stupid.
They wouldn't
Because
do that.
It wouldn't make sense.
No.
But it would add an interesting arc, and maybe because there's this whole 12 regenerations, isn't there?
The 13 regenerations.
No, 12
13
regenerations.
Doctors.
I was it 13 dollars, 12 regenerations.
Yeah.
But the Master got round it somehow, so they could
The
easily get
Master
round it.
died. The Master used up all his regenerations and died.
The Master has had more than.
No, the Master used up all his regenerations and died. The Time Lords brought the Master back to life.
That was how they did it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they brought him back. They used something to bring him back to life. The Eye of Harmony.
Right. So there are ways round it.
Well,
Time Lords aren't there anymore.
yeah, Time Lords aren't there.
There still
neither
could
is-
be. There still could be another way.
Yeah,
in this
the Eye of
universe that we
Harmony
don't
is
know.
where apparently, like, he was brought back to life. He looked into the Eye of Harmony and he got his full set of regenerations back.
Okay.
The thing is, effectively, the Doctor Who that we're on now, he's the 11th Doctor, but he's used 11 regenerations because David Tennant regenerated twice.
To
It was
create a
in
second
one-
version of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was effectively he used the regeneration. He basically said he passed off the regenerative energy, but he effectively that's a regeneration.
That was his hand becoming a person again. that
Yeah.
one,
Effectively, it was a regeneration that didn't change him.
Also, the other things you've got to think of. Do you remember in Angels Take Manhattan, where River breaks her arm and he uses some regeneration energy to fix her arm?
Yeah.
What does that sort of do? She says it's a needless waste of regeneration energy. He wasted some of the energy. Does that mean he can't regenerate as well?
Does that mean he comes back as a dwarf?
Yeah. Or he comes
He only
back,
comes back
but
as-
broken arm.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if they actually did that.
No,
He
they-
came back and then his arm
Peter
was broken.
Dinklage for Doctor Who. There we
Oh
go.
yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah, he's probably tied up with Game of Thrones.
They might kill him
Wow.
off. They might kill him off.
Nobody's safe.
That's what this
You
show
have one
does.
more episode.
No, not just that. I don't think they're going to kill him off at this point. The thing is, no one's read the book, so they could very easily kill him off at some point. Like, it annoys me at work. There are people who sit on the team next to me who have read the books, and they keep saying stuff. And I'm like, would you shut the fuck up? Like, they keep talking about Theon Greyjoy. And I'm like, so I now know at least he's around for another couple of seasons. I hate that character. Fucking hate Greyjoy.
So let me get this.
Part of the Arya.
Yeah, but he's not part of the family.
Well,
He's
he was part of the
Greyjoy.
household.
He's not part of the family.
So let me just get this straight. What you've just said is you're pissed off because they keep spoiling stuff to you, like they spoiled that boy, and you're so pissed off that you decided to spoil it for us as well. So now we know he's around for a couple more seasons.
Whoa!
Well, you
thank
say
you.
that, but just because they've read the book doesn't mean anything, because there's stuff that's happened in this season.
Yeah.
This is the first season where stuff has happened in the series that hasn't happened in the book.
Like them
or any of
dying,
the
the three characters
I
dying.
don't know.
No, the way something that
And
happened
apparently the bear pit thing a couple of episodes ago, that's massive in the book, and it's different.
And it was very.
I know the Red Wedding's done slightly differently,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure the people who died.
One thing I do like with their whole wedding thing is the whole putting your cloak over the woman. I think that's a really nice sentiment.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we should,
taking her under your protection.
yeah. I think we should bring that in real life.
Oh, shit.
Well, no, I just think it's a
Game
really
of
nice
Thrones is
sentiment.
real life, right?
Shut up.
I thought it was a documentary.
So, other than Pete think they're true, I should think we should play Doctor Who.
But what was I saying?
I have no idea what you said.
Robert Downey Jr.
No.
I
Also,
don't know.
sorry,
I
isn't
don't
this
care.
whole rule about British?
Yeah, but I think it should be. But
Someone suggested a Doctor Who to me, and I was like, well, no, they're American, we can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the language.
Oh.
Or who suggested it.
Well, Peter Dinklage is American, so I did.
Yeah. So you broke the rules. Also, are we against female doctors?
Yes,
Why?
because it's
Where is it said that you can't do that? I want to show.
quickly
Where?
write it down.
Do not Google it.
no, we weren't going to Google it. I was writing the right down. Like it's
Alright.
right there.
So you lot can't think of anyone that you'd want to play Doctor Who?
Not,
No,
I
don't think it wouldn't work. The whole point is
Yes. What is the whole point?
he's
Yeah.
he's a man.
Do you know what they should do? Voice actor Tommy Pickles.
Well,
Okay.
from Rugrats.
Yeah. Because you know about how he's based on the Doctor.
No, I didn't know.
Did you know
Yeah.
that?
apparently, I'm not sure if this is
No, no.
100% confirmed.
What it is it's not that he's based on it. It's just throughout all of Rugrats there are references to Doctor Who.
Well, it's supposed to be. Apparently, shows producers or shows writers
Loved Doctor Who.
said that he was sort of based on the Doctor. The way he
what
goes off on adventures with his companions,
And his screwdriver.
and he's always got his trusty screwdriver with him.
What I read was that they're big Doctor Who fans, and there are lots of references. Like, there's one point where they're in a department store, and behind Chucky are some Dalek toys.
Yeah.
At another point, there are Cybermen toys somewhere. Different
I've
episode.
never seen the Cybermen toys.
But yeah, there are loads of references. There's also a Tumblr about called Doctor Who Where He Shouldn't Be. Yeah, there you go. Look.
I've got a picture here. I'll
Put in the link
to
down.
that.
But there's a Tumblr called Doctor Who Where He Shouldn't Be, and there's a few Rugrats pictures showing Doctor Who in that.
So there we go.
Though that Tumblr's a bit shit because every now and again it's David Tennant in a show that David Tennant was in, and it's like Doctor Who Where He Shouldn't Be. Well, yeah, because that's it. He was in Casanova or something.
Yeah, that's where.
That's
That's what he was before Doctor Who.
Apparently, my nose is bleeding. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, then, bye.
Keep talking without me.
Yeah, so Casanova. Yeah, Casanova.
Apparently, people's noses like to bleed when they're in your room.
Yeah, it's the high altitude. No, so he was in he was in Casanova before Doctor Who.
Was
That's
that
what- I think
a
that's
TV
what
series
got
or was that a
him.
one-off thing?
I think it was a one-off
We're
series.
talking about Tennant.
I think it was a series. It was just a one series thing. It wasn't like a one-off show. I think it was
Because I saw Tennant in something. I think he played like a rapist or something like that, or a
I remember you
stalker.
saying this.
And he was. I thought it was awful in it, and we were all a bit worried about him being Doctor Who. He'd already been announced, and that's why they put him in this BBC like 2-part drama or something.
And then it turned out he was actually quite good.
He's awesome. So when Doctor Who? When did you start?
He started
2005?
Doctor Who 2000. Yeah,
Holy
that's how long ago it was. 2005. He started Doctor Who.
Scroll down to
So
2005.
he's actually done a lot.
He might have been.
So yeah, he was in Casanova. It was a TV miniseries, 3 episodes, and he actually played Casanova. So he played like the main title role.
That
So it could have been.
maybe. I don't know.
He was in other stuff as well before it. Secret Smile. Could that have been it?
Was he in Was
Secret
he in
Smiles
Harry
of
Potter before Doctor Who? That's the Goblet of Fire.
Yes, he was.
He was?
He was, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Doctor Who before he was in Doctor Who.
Yeah. What? Oh, it was a TV miniseries, and he's just a voice, and he's not credited for it. But he was in Doctor Who before he was in Doctor Who. Nice. Or he was in Doctor Who before he was Doctor Who.
Yeah.
There we go. We've learned
He
something
was
new.
in Doc Patrol. Yeah.
That's what I love to hear.
No, he wasn't in Harry Potter.
But that's the other thing I've noticed. The Doctors, after they've left, they've sort of gone into obscurity. I mean, what's the most famous thing Tennant's done since?
Tennant's a massive stage actor.
Yeah, it's all been stage acting stuff.
But that's not going into obscurity.
Yeah,
That's
no,
well
I don't mean
respected
obscurity
for,
as such. But, I mean, what's he really known for now?
playing Hamlet.
I was going to say the Virgin
Sup.
TV adverts.
Sup, man?
How's it going?
You look like your stuff.
I don't know why my nose keeps bleeding.
It might be my room. We discovered this.
Okay.
But there's probably
really
quite-
distracting. So where were we in this story?
We were just talking about how
Are we still on the Doctor Who
David
topic?
Tennant's a Casanova.
We still. I
You
started
should,
that when I left.
you should put a speech jammer on now, and then move that tissue a bit. So then, not only will your voice be odd because of the speech jammer, but it'll also be like a reedy effect.
Yeah, yeah. Right. And less of that.
That was actually amazing.
So, I feel like we talked about Doctor Who a lot.
Yeah,
Xbox.
No,
What
I
were these
think we should-
rumours you heard about the Xbox?
Well, it's not rumours, no. Microsoft have actually confirmed this now. They've come out and said that when they said that there was going to be... You're such a child.
Sorry.
Attacking my chair. When they said that you weren't going to be able to do pre-owned, that's not technically true. It's going to be through selected retailers. You'll be able to still sell to pre-owned.
He's not even wearing speech jammer, Karen.
It's your face.
Wow. Thanks.
It's alright, you're welcome. Yeah. I can't look at you whilst I'm talking now. Yeah, so they're going to be... You'll be able to buy pre-owned games through specific retailers. And... the other
I have a
thing-
tissue
you
sticking
can-
out of my nose because my nose is bleeding. That's what he's laughing
Yeah, it's quite funny. I think we need a picture for the link dump.
at.
Okay. Yeah.
If you
Also,
can't speak,
the
I'll
other thing that they've said they're going to do
Carry on.
is, and I think this is kind of cool. If you've got a friend, you can give them the game, and they can.
But
have
if
the
you haven't got a friend,
then
The way I read it was it's when you want to trade in a game, you basically unregister that game from yourself.
right. Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure. They haven't mentioned anything about that.
The,
But this-
that's the
whole
article that Matt
giving-
sent us on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
couple
this
weeks
is
ago.
this is more of a development since.
see on the podcast last week, you guys said that, like on Steam you can't, like it's digital download, so you can't, your mates can't play your games, but you can.
No, we
Steam
said
end.
you
We-
can. That's what
yeah,
we
No, I
said.
thought you said you can't.
No. That's why we brought
also
it up.
realised we were like, because you can actually, there is a
Steam,
lending
yeah.
program through Steam.
Yeah, that was why we brought it up because you can do that. You basically lend the game to your friend and you can't play it until
Yeah.
they give it back.
And this
And that's what I was saying. Why can't you just do that with all these other games?
Yeah.
this you can. You can lend it to your friend and they can play it.
Oh.
But only if they've been on your friends list on Xbox Live for 30 days.
Okay.
So
Fair
it's
enough,
like if they've been a friend for that long, you can then give them that game.
Can
and
you
they can play it.
indefinitely lend it?
I'm not sure. No, they haven't released details about that
Okay.
fully. But they've also said that it's always online internet connection. Every 24 hours it has to check in.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is the game will install itself onto your hard
Yeah,
drive and onto cloud storage, which means that say I've got the way they've described it. I don't know how true it is, but the way they've described it. Say I go out, I buy a new game, I play it on my Xbox. I can then go around to your house, leaving the game here, go around to your house, log onto your Xbox One, and load up that game.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have that game, I can load it up and play it because I've
You've
I've
logged
played it.
in and it has you on cloud
Yeah.
as having it. Yeah.
So you can play games, which is pretty cool. But that's why they're saying it needs you always online. If you're
At least one.
on your own console, it's every 24 hours it checks in. If you're on someone else's, it's every hour it checks in.
Right. But if you don't check in, console doesn't work.
The console works, but you can't play games.
Any games or just
Any games.
I suppose that makes sense.
It's basically games you can't play. You can still use it for the TV.
Yeah.
Because that would be annoying.
I can understand why they're doing it, but it's annoying. But I can
Yeah.
understand why.
But at least they're doing something rather than just saying, no, you can't let your friends use your game anymore.
The thing I read about trading in games is it's not going to stop the third-party markets or stuff like that, but it's going to completely hinder it. It's that Microsoft will allow you to trade in games, but you unregister it from yourself, and then when someone else buys it from the computer exchange or whatever, they then have to register it against them. But it's that retailers can set whatever price they want to sell the game a second time, but they have to give a certain percentage to Microsoft and to the developers of the game, which means that they need to set the game prices to at least £35 if they want to make any money on it. Because apparently the money they give to Microsoft and the money they give to the developers is quite high.
Right.
Which essentially means Microsoft and the developers make money twice off the game.
it does.
For every resale, they make money again. And this is why I think Matt was reading the article wrong, because Matt said that you have to pay twice. Like, I have to pay when I buy the game, and then when I register it, I pay again. The article, I didn't see it say that. The only thing about twice was the fact that Microsoft make money twice out of it. Because if I have to pay £35 to buy the game, and then have to pay to register it to be me, that's stupid. Why would anyone do it?
No.
Because I've just paid at least £35, which is quite close to a retail price. Why don't I just buy the game?
Yeah, looking at this here, this report, it says, Xbox One is designed so game publishers can enable you to give your disc-based games to your friend. So it looks like some games might not have it. If the game publisher's like, yeah, you can give this one to your friend, then you can. But it might well be a case of no, you can't because they don't want you to. So pretty much any EA game is not going to be lendable.
Or playable because of servers. Way. Is that all we've got with Xbox rumours or confirmed?
That's the only new stuff I've really heard.
Look up that list of games I was talking about.
Oh, list of...
If you can, go to Brown Man's Twitter. It's not racist, it's Ray from RT.
It's not racist, it's Ray.
So just go to a Brown Man's Twitter. Go to Brown Man's Twitter. Ray, I forget his surname, and I remember it being really hard to pronounce.
Yeah, I don't know. Probabilipoulos.
Don't think that's...
It's Puerto Rican, not Greek, so
Also, when this podcast comes out, E3 would have started.
Yeah.
So...
Right, so here we go.
Assassin's Creed 4, that's already been announced.
Shame. I mean, I love Assassin's Creed.
Ghost, Destiny. Destiny looked... I saw a video that Bungie put up about all of the work they put into Destiny. It looks fucking awesome.
Really? Okay. That's pretty cool.
They put something out on the Rooster Teeth gaming podcast.
What?
The new Call of Duty.
Ghosts.
There was an advert on a website similar to just a little like Google AdWords advert.
Yeah.
That said November 5th as a release date for it on the Xbox One.
Right.
But they haven't released the release date for the Xbox One, have they?
True, good point.
You're right. It also says up there that on this list
Call
that
of
we've
Duty,
got here.
5th of November. It has a release date of 5th of November on this IGN page.
So we at least have... The console has to be out either then or before.
Yeah. Nobody's going to buy a game in advance of the console.
Or
that's the day it's out.
Or
Call of Duty is likely to be a release title.
Yes, but it will also be out on the 360. I reckon that game will be out on both. So for all we know, that could be the 360 release date. That's how it could be spun. That may be the One X date as well, but they could easily spin it the way.
The only one of these games has actually got that date on it as well.
Thief looks awesome.
Okay, a game that's missing from that list, which I know exists, is Fable 4.
Yep.
Okay, this is something I tried to discuss with Trevor.
Watch Dogs as well. That game looks like
yes, that does
really, really.
This is something I wanted to discuss with Trevor, and it might be something I could do with you two because you're into sports games. Why do people like Forza or Forza?
I don't know. I hate racing games.
Yeah, racing games aren't our fault.
Okay, I don't understand why people like them at all. The way Trevor said to me was, it's not a racing game, it's a car simulation game. Because the reason people like it is because of how realistic to driving it is.
Yeah, I can get that.
Okay, but then why would you want to play it? I don't get the thing. And, people were saying to me, but it's people's opinions. I get that. Explain to me. I want to know why. Because I looked at like the list of achievements, and they seem like things I could do. But I would have to sit there playing this game, just driving around a circuit for however many hours. And they put in an RPG element. You level up your driving, you level up your car.
Okay.
And you customize. There you go.
I want to play this game.
You build the car. You add spoilers and colours but why? Why would I want to do this? I don't get it. Like they put in the RPG element. I like RPGs, but I still have to drive around a fucking course. I'd love to know why people are drawn to Forza. So
I
if
think
so if you're
the
listening
simulation
to this,
element would be more to do with the tracks and the
and the car handling and stuff
car
like that.
handling. Yeah.
Like,
as
so if you're
opposed
listening to this,
customization.
you're listening to this, and you love racing games like Forza or Gran Turismo or F1 or like run out of racing games, let me know.
Speed.
Huh?
Well, that's not really.
I say, isn't that like
That
Burnout?
is a
It's a
racing
crashing game. Yeah, that's a racing game.
So
I like-
Forza's a simulation. I can understand that.
And Burnout is a crashing game.
Yeah.
I like Burnout
There's
because it's a
Burnout,
crashing
isn't
game.
there? There's a new Burnout. I thought they said there's a Burnout going to be specifically for the Xbox One. I don't know if it's going to be exclusive.
There's a need for speed. Coming up.
Okay, speaking of new games, what was that PlayStation exclusive game? Last of Us.
Oh, Last of Us. Yeah.
Okay.
There's never for that.
Oh yeah, imagine that. I didn't even notice that. Okay, Tony was playing this. He got the demo on his PS3. Apparently, fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've had.
But
as well.
I know
It's
nothing.
immense.
He was
Okay,
like,
effectively, what
Yeah, go
it is it's many years after a zombie apocalypse.
cool.
You've got this guy he's making money and like getting supplies for. I don't know what kind of money system there is, but he's doing jobs for supplies and stuff. And he takes on this job where he's got to get this girl from point A to point B.
Is it that guy and that girl?
Yeah, the guy and the girl that you can see on the front, but strangely enough.
Okay.
But she's young to the point where she hasn't known a world
All
that
right.
isn't part of the zombie apocalypse. So it's like I think she's 14, so the zombie apocalypse has been going on for at least 14 years.
Gotcha.
So she doesn't know a world outside of that. So they're going through, and she'll be finding stuff like diaries from people before, talking about what they did at school or whatever, and it's completely surreal to her.
Yeah.
She won't know any of this, but he obviously knows of that world. So he's going through with this person who's just a job to start with.
Yeah.
And it's
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
but it's not, and
It's a
obviously
bit like
you've got the zombie apocalypse going
Mila
on. as well.
Kunis from Book of Eli. Is that what it's called, Book of Eli?
The one with
With
Denzel
Denzel
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, Book of Eli.
Mila Kunis is of that world. She didn't know anything before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I
That
don't.
film was awful.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked that good, so I never went around to watching it. I've had it suggested to me, but I didn't think much of it.
Good concept, that film.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, no,
Um,
concept.
So yeah, so Tony was playing this. He played the demo, and he said that there was he got through the demo without firing a single bullet or killing
Yeah.
a single person? Firing a single
Without
bullet.
firing a single bullet.
And you had to kill people in it. He did it
Yeah.
without firing, but he was really proud of it. He was like, "This game's amazing." And Matt was all bitching because Matt doesn't have a PS3, and he's not living with Tony, so he can't use a
Yeah.
PS3. And he was like, "I really want to play. I might just get a PS3 for it and all this." But
See, I'm tempted, but
no, this may be another game I'll add to the list of a reason why I would get a PS3 is for this.
yeah.
Because at the moment, the only reason I get a PS3 is because of Infamous.
Yeah,
Well, I
don't
like-
know a lot about it. I've heard that it's awesome, but I don't really know much about the
Well,
game.
Infamous.
Yeah.
All I'd say is it's you play as an electric-based superhero. Well, not a superhero, but a person
I
with
do know.
electric-based powers.
I do know this.
And as you can tell, I like it. I like Static Shock.
Yeah, you love
That's-
Electric. Like,
Yeah, I
Bolt
like
was your
Electric.
favourite character in X-Men Origins.
Who?
Bolt.
Oh yeah, he died well too early.
Yeah.
Just like at
Spoilers.
the ending of Lost. Anyway, so
David suddenly perked up.
other new games that are meant to be interesting. Remember Me.
Uh,
I've heard that this is Mirror's Edge meets Deus Ex.
I've heard it's not very good.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, well, everything I heard before, the previews and whatever, it's like, this game could be amazing, this game could be awesome, this game could be something special. Everything that's come out after the release is like, this game's a bit of a letdown. This game didn't provide what
See,
it
there's-
promised.
there-
This game doesn't.
I was reading about it, and there's this whole bit about fighting styles being completely unique in the game because of the way you build combos and you build your own combo and you string certain types of attacks together. It sounded really good, but it sounded overcomplicated to me. Like it didn't need to be that difficult. But I haven't played the game, haven't seen the gameplay yet, so I don't know what it's actually like.
Right.
You seem like you
There-
have something to say.
Well, yeah. There's a YouTube channel who has had early access to the game because it's not out yet, and she's doing.
I think it's out by now.
It might come out this week.
Yeah.
Just the end of this week.
Okay, well, she's had it for a few weeks. She's been doing a Let's Play. I haven't watched any of them, to be fair, but the blurb underneath the description has always been her intro is just contender for Game of the Year, according to her. So
Okay, that's good. Well, I had heard nice things, and what I read made it sound like a really good game. So it may be a good concept, badly. Yeah.
It's getting a lot of mixed reviews. I
Okay.
mean, I've seen a few like 7s. but most of them have been around the 6
Well,
mark.
Matt's getting it.
It's a 6 from all games.
Hey!
Funny thing you should say about that. All games keep giving me better reviews than everyone
Really?
else.
This is Game Dev Tycoon we're talking
Yeah.
about
Game
now.
Dev.
No, Game Dev.
Green Heart Games, don't get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome. Little game.
August
We've
13th,
done reviews.
coming out on Steam.
Nice.
If you've already got the game, they will give you the Steam code. That's also the same date as the updates coming out.
Alright, they released another update recently as well.
Okay. Well, the main update is coming out at the same time as the
What
Steam.
does the main update add? Do
I
you know?
can't remember what the email said, but he said their main
there was an
update.
email. I knew I meant to read that.
Also, they're getting work on the sequel.
Ah, nice.
Sequel.
This is what the email said as well. But yeah, go check out our
So
game.
they've unlocked sequels then?
Shut up. Go check out our review of Game Dev. It was out last week. Was it last week?
Monday just gone.
No, because that would be yesterday. According to
Oh yeah, of course, yes. It's
Last
last
week.
week. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
No, it was a bad influence.
What else we got on that list? Adam.
What else have we got on that list? Whoa.
Lightning round. No, your lightning story. Your lightning story is
your
pretty
lightning
cool.
story. And then that'll lead into a question I want to ask.
Okay.
You're just conscious of time, so
I
you might not
was,
get around to the lightning round.
reading. I was reading a article the other day about a guy who was struck by lightning. One of the people responded with a little story, and I looked into it, and it turns out it's true. And basically, what happened many years ago,
Set the story. Set the scene.
Christians believed that if you were struck by lightning, it's because you were a sinner, and it's God's way of punishing you. Okay, that's it. That's what it was. So, when someone came up invented the lightning rods and started putting them on buildings, Christians believed it was a waste of time because it was going against God's will if it worked, and God would still get you anyway because you're a sinner and He's God. He can get you, not a problem. So they didn't put lightning rods on any holy buildings. Churches never had lightning rods put on them because why would they need to? It's a church. It's protected by God. But also at the same time, because
Sinners
it was,
go to church. Sinners could go to church. Why could they go to church?
but God could get them outside of church as well.
Well, like, he's waiting around the corner going, you step out the... There you go, get him! Ah, hey, I've got you, you stepped off the holy ground. That sort of thing, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So churches were also considered a really safe place. So they'd store dangerous materials like explosives
Like ether.
in church. Yeah, in churches. And there was a church in Brazil.
Why would churches of ether? He's getting high in the back.
But there was a church in Brazil that was being used to store like, underground. It was used-
Fireworks.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was something very, very explosive. And then lightning hit this
Nitro.
church, and something caused some of the explosives to go off, which caused the rest of the explosives to go off, and it leveled the church and a lot of buildings around the church, but not all the whole houses just outside or
Of course.
whatever.
Why would you...
So it's after that incident now, like you see churches putting lightning rods up. But that was like science's first major victory over religion.
See, the great thing about the story is they say that if you're a sinner, God will strike you with lightning. You talk about a benevolent deity who is willing to let Jeffrey Dahmer into heaven because he repented at the end of his life, despite Jeffrey Dahmer knowingly, we know he's killed dozens of people, and unknowingly, the estimates are like 30, 40 people. He tried to turn them into zombies and create zombies and shit like that. But
There's a reason this guy didn't
if you're a sinner, why wasn't Jeffrey Dahmer hit by
Okay,
lightning
but
much
that's-
earlier on in his life?
Because he kept going to church.
No,
God didn't get round to it.
because he lived in a church.
Yeah, he had a long list of people. Jeffrey Dahmer was quite... He had a lot of A's to go through. God likes to work in reverse alphabetical.
Yes.
Something I was going to say about this. But no, but that's how Christianity works. If you
Yeah.
repent at the end, you're fine. I mean, you've seen the film Dogma, right?
No.
You've seen the film Dogma?
No.
All right.
I don't know.
In the film,
It feels really weird.
It's
To
a-
say, have you seen the film? When I say no.
it's a viewer skew film as well. Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So I feel like people should have seen it. Anyway,
I haven't seen
in that
it.
film, two angels are cast out of heaven, and God says that they're not allowed to go in. And at the end of the world, right? They're cast down to Earth. So at the end of the world, they have to sit outside the pearly gates till the end of whatever happens afterwards, right? So it's about them wandering around Earth, and they find a way to get back into heaven, right? There is a cathedral in New Jersey which is celebrating its bicentennial, and so if anyone passes through its archway, they are absolved of sins. So all of these angels need to do is transfigurate down to humans, cut off their wings, walk through. They're now past of all their sins, and they just need to die, and they get into heaven as humans, but they get into heaven. But the point is, they've proved God wrong. But God is infallible. So if you prove God wrong, you destroy the world. You destroy all existence. Because God is infallible.
Yeah.
And this is the way that Christianity works. There are loopholes that don't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, that's the question I wanted to.
But and the reason where their loopholes destroy themselves is because you may think, but this whole you being absolved of all your sins is a rule created by humans. Why would God have to do it? It's dogmatic law. Any rule created by the church, dog, which is God backwards, which is great, God has to adhere by. So just because man said it, but man running a church said it, then it's true. And so God has to do what it says. But you would have proved God wrong if they get into heaven. It's a great concept of movie. Other thing about it is the film was picketed by loads of Christians, right, complaining about it. They interviewed one of the Christians. His name's Kevin Smith, the director of the film. He protested his own film and got interviewed by the TV.
That's amazing. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're going to have a point. You had a point. You were going to say something.
Oh, I was going to ask a question.
Oh, yes.
Because I've been doing a lot of research into Christianity, their sort of beliefs, and where not just their beliefs, but the specific texts of Bibles and of
Christian
Bible.
mythology. Give it its correct name.
Christian mythology.
They hate it when you do
Yeah.
that.
Christian mythology. I found there are a lot of things that annoy me about the overall concept of religion. What is it about? Because you're both atheists, aren't you? Well, no, you're not, are you? You're an agnostic. You're an atheist.
I said I was an atheist. Yeah.
Okay. You're agnostic, aren't you?
See, no, okay.
Whenever I bring it up, Adam's like, well, you can't say that there's not God because you don't know. So you're an agnostic.
I think it's...
No, because no. Do I say that?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
See, the way I say it is, I like the idea if there was. Like, there is... I'd like the idea if there was something bigger and better, but I just don't believe that there is.
Why... This is the problem, because that's what Christians say, that he's sort of bigger and better, but they.
Well, no,
I
I like the idea as if... No, I'm not
That's
talking about
the
him.
point.
I'm
God
not
is
talking
not.
about God. I like the idea as if there is something more. I think that would be awesome, but I just really don't see it. Like, I would love to have the contentness that Christians have, or any religious people, being happy about that there is something afterwards, that death isn't the end. There's a sort of contentness in that you don't have to be scared.
So that's what
And
religion is. It's a comfort.
Yeah, and I would love to have that content feeling. It doesn't happen because I don't believe that there is anything afterwards. I'd love if there was. I'd love for someone to prove me wrong, but I don't think there is because I don't have anything to prove that to me, and I'm science-based. Prove it to me. Okay.
That's a bit penis.
We've been trying to get the dick wave. We finally have the dick wave. So, 1 minute 55.
55.
Okay, we will take a picture of that. We finally got the dick wave. Okay, sorry, and actually that was it. I think it was said in the film Dogma as well. It was Chris Rock who played the 13th Apostle, which I thought was great as well. He said that he prefers for people to have a good idea than to believe, because if you beliefs are set in stone, and if you're proved wrong, you can't change it because it's what you believe. If you have a good idea can be changed. Because I have a good idea of what I think is going on. If someone can show me better, well, you've just proved me wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You've proved to me something else has happened. These aren't my beliefs. These are my good ideas.
Yeah.
So this film was really good, and yet obviously the Christians hated it.
Yeah.
Because it didn't say God's amazing and He's real.
But it followed Catholicism perfectly. It didn't make anything up. It went by what.
You just said it followed Catholicism perfectly, and that it didn't make anything up.
To do with Catholicism.
As I say, that's a bit of a contradiction.
Not really.
The Bible, greatest work of fiction.
Have you ever read the Bible?
What do you like, front to back?
Yeah.
I haven't read through the whole thing. I've read a load of it.
But you've actually read from the Bible as opposed to read a book which is titled Noah's Ark and it's got like pictures and stuff in it.
No, I've read from the actual
Bible. Because isn't that the Bible?
Okay, but then that is contradictory because there are so many different versions of the Bible.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like things like the King James Bible, they're not the Bible. Somebody has read the direct translation of the Bible and then paraphrased it in modern society. That's what they've done, and they've taken out contradictions and stuff. So people, but I'm reading the actual the new translations of the Holy Transcriptions of some books. I'm halfway through Genesis, but the amount of contradictions and things. The ark itself was 30 cubits high. 30 cubits high, 150 long, and 50 wide. And then later on, another passage says that God flooded the world, and the waters were 10 cubits high, no, 15 cubits high, and it covered every mountain on earth. God, even if they didn't know that
How
Everest
big is
existed,
that fucking ark?
even if they didn't know that Everest existed, God did, and God told them that the waters would be 15 cubits high and cover Everest.
God could have lied to them.
And the ark was 30 cubits high.
So
Okay,
fucking
that's
hell.
how they get around the whole.
How big
How
is a
can
cubit?
every animal on Earth fit in there? Because it's 30 cubits high.
How big is a cubit?
I don't know. It's just a random thing.
Alright.
But then the ark comes when the floods recede. The ark comes to rest on the side of a mountain.
Ah, yeah.
How?
Yeah,
Yeah. And there's things like one of the sons is called, I think, Seth, or a guy called Seth. He was on the ark. The floods lasted 150 years. By the way, everybody in the Bible lives for like 900 years. And he was on the ark for 150 years. That's how long the Bible says he got on. 150 years later, he got off. And then a few verses later, it's the history of Seth. And when he was 100 years old, he had a baby. He had a son. Okay? Or he had a few children, actually, around that same time. But the Bible also says that the same people who got on the ark were the same people who got off the ark.
But he had the baby on the ark.
He had the baby on the ark, according to this timeline.
Wait, there are plot holes in all stories.
Yeah, exactly. In all stories, there are plot holes.
I love the fact that basically this whole world's an incestuous
Yeah.
pit of incest.
Yeah,
Because it started with Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
So, like,
and then Cain killed Abel, or the other way around. I can't remember. And then somehow the one who survived had children, and those children went off and consummated with other people. That's how it describes other humans on the earth. Who?
The ones who weren't in the Garden of Eden. They were the ones outside.
Exactly. But there's another story that pisses me off about Genesis as well. I can't remember who exactly, but these people go off and they form a town, a city, and they build a tower. It's the Tower of Babel or something like that.
Yeah, I know this Tower of Babel.
And God says, well, these people, with communication, achieved this, so they can achieve anything. So I'm going to make it so then none of them speak the same language, so they can never do this again. I don't want them to be able to achieve
It was a good
this.
plot twist. Make things easy for people.
What an arsehole.
Yeah, well, I think we've summed it up. If God exists,
He's an arsehole. And then the modern Christians will say, well, yeah, but we don't go by the Old Testament. We go by the New. He's either your God and everything he's done is what you worship, or he's not your God.
Yeah.
That's kind of like saying, yeah, I'm worshipping this guy. I mean, I know he was in jail for the first 20 years of his life because he killed a lot of people, but he's out now, so I'm worshipping him from when he left jail. Yeah.
I think this
'Cause
might
I think
be
he's a great guy.
a lot of that is why there are so many different branches of Christianity. But it stems back to the good idea.
Yeah,
like you had
good
this
idea.
original Christianity, but some people didn't agree with certain parts of it, so they broke off and made their own part of it, which they went with a lot of the good things and then a few others because they had a good idea. I think that could be a lot of I suppose none of us have been using SoundJam for a while.
I think you should have been using it for an entire.
Christianity thing, but no, I think the whole good idea is the best way to go with this, and that might be why there's so many branches of it. The hardest. They're upside down. This is the hardest part of
You
it.
had it in the right ear.
No, that's his left ear.
No. No, that was his right ear.
Alright, really quickly, lightning round.
Lightning round.
Okay, how do you pronounce moving images? GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Okay, we know that it is GIF, and I've known that for a few years, but the guy came out and finally told everyone that it's GIF.
GIF, but it should be GIF. I'm going to
Yeah.
keep calling it GIF.
I've always called it GIF, even when I found out. What do you call it?
I called it GIF.
Well,
GIF.
um,
Forgot what I called it then.
Okay, so Dave, what is the most painful thing you've ever stepped on?
This is a silly question.
why is this a silly question? What's the most painful thing you ever stepped on?
Stepped or slept?
Stepped.
Stepped or slept?
Stepped.
Stepped on. Oh, okay. Probably a mains plug
Mains play.
What, pins up?
on my dog.
You have a really spiky dog.
No, bites if you step on it.
uh,
Ah, that hurt!
I read something recently. I don't know how true it is. It's if you see someone crying, but the first tear comes out of the left eye, it's a cry through pleasure, right? Like happiness. And if you see someone crying, first tear out of the right eye, it's a cry through pain. And if they're crying out of both eyes, they probably stepped on their
That sounds like some Chinese traditional medicine holistic bullshit to me.
Ended up with Lego. But no, I reckon the most painful thing anyone had ever stepped on is Lego. Lego's painful.
It was a bit of a bitch.
Lego is painful.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Which song do you think is lyrically brilliant?
Okay, most things by Lupe or Mike
Lupe
Shinoda.
Fiasco's Dumb It Down is outstanding to me.
Yeah.
Spray
It's,
paint and ink
it's like
pen.
you're talking really quickly now to try and.
Well, the
Come on.
delay's happening ages after I'm talking, so it's not affecting me at all.
Yeah, I think the delay should be half a second, not a second. It's too long.
I wonder if we can change the settings.
You can.
No,
Yeah,
we
most
can't.
things by Lupe or Mike Shinoda.
Shinoda.
So a lot of Fort Minor will go well because they do crossover a lot. So spray
Yeah.
paint and ink pens and is it Be Somebody?
Be somebody.
Be
Yeah, that's
somebody,
got.
yeah. You two probably won't agree, but I would suspect that you wouldn't agree with me when I say that Jay-Z is also one of the great lyricists,
So no, I wouldn't.
and Eminem as
No,
well.
Eminem.
Oh,
Okay,
Eminem,
is it- Eminem is a lyrical genius. I just don't like his music.
25 to Life is absolutely brilliant
Yeah,
because that song is.
it has a plot twist.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, well, I'm not going to say anything, and you can listen to it
Okay,
later.
but no,
Spoilers.
I agree that he is a lyrical genius. It's just not my type of music. Lyrically, I like his music. I just don't like the whole gangster rap thing.
There's
Eminem
another.
isn't a gangster rapper.
Yeah, whatever.
There's
I don't like
another-
that type of rap. I like,
He's a story rapper.
yeah, which is better. Don't play it.
Lupe Fiasco. No, I'm not going to. There's another song by Lupe Fiasco and Mike Shinoda.
Which one?
I don't think Shinoda sings on it.
Which one?
It's called Resurrection. It was about the.
So Shinoda does all of the music.
Hmm?
The music.
Shinoda does all the music. Yeah, it was about the New Orleans.
Yeah.
I think it was about, and it's an awesome song.
Yeah,
Well,
same
check
as I can't remember what it's called now. It's a song by
Is that-
Jay-Z. It's on Kingdom Come, and it's about the New Orleans tragedy.
Right.
And I think that it's a brilliant song.
Yeah, there's another song. Bitch Bad by Lupe Fiasco. Around My Way, actually, I quite like. What?
I can't look at you with a lag.
How's this? If I'm talking like this, is this okay? Or is this a bit weird still?
It's a little bit weird. Okay, well, there was one more question on there. What was it?
One more question was, if you were a WWE wrestler, what would your entrance music be?
Okay, there needs to be some sort of criteria to specify this. Is the music got to describe you as a wrestler or describe you?
No, so what would you have as your?
Okay, this is basically just going, what's your favourite song?
No, because like
Well,
my
see,
favorite
this is
song.
this is an odd question because WWE games have been around for ages, so you can choose what music you want if you want to be a wrestler.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like if you had your choice. I mean, what musics do you choose when you do that?
Rock, metal,
Yeah,
hard,
it's like
or
She Loves Me Not is probably one of my most favourite songs, or No Matter What by Papa Roach. But couldn't really have that as an entrance music.
No, absolutely not.
So, and She Loves Me Not probably wouldn't have that either. I know exactly which one I'd go for. It's the one I've always had, which is Breaking Out, Breaking Down by Bullet for My Valentine.
Ah, nice. Okay,
Because that one's always been awesome.
right then.
Okay, good point to stop. Thank you for listening. I know that
Thank you very much for listening. Let me do an
Tangent-
outro with this.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see if I
Outro
can get an
time.
outro done. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this week, or listening this week, which is what you're doing via YouTube, maybe.
Or they could be
Spyro-
listening to it on iTunes. We're on iTunes now.
Oh, we're on iTunes.
We've been on
now.
iTunes for ages.
So look on iTunes and check us out on there. And thank you very much for listening from Spyro,
What's up?
Blaze,
Yo!
and myself, Dadge. And just a little tidbit, I have started recording for Dadge Game again, so check out the channel.
Oh, yeah, you're shoving that in with your plug-in. Yeah, check out Dadge Gaming. And tell us what it is if you know, because we don't.
What is
Oh,
that
that's
game?
What is Dadge Gaming?
Toodaloo.
Toodle-pip.